Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Prosecutors seek 8-year prison sentence for Jacure. Reggae star Jacure will know his fate on March 22nd, when there will be a verdict in his trial that began Tuesday before the Netherlands court. The prosecutor accused the singer of a premeditated act and asked the court to convict the 43-year-old reggae singer of attempted murder. During his summation, the prosecutor recommended that the artist be put away for 8 years with credit for time served. The unconditional love singer faces a raft of crimes including attempted manslaughter, aggravated assault or attempted aggravated assault in relation to an alleged stabbing incident last year. The incident involved event promoter Ricardo Papa Blake on October 1, 2021 at Dam Square in the city center of Amsterdam, where the singer was booked for a performance. He was arrested and has been in custody since October 2nd. During the closing statement, the prosecutor presented damning evidence that reportedly showed that Kerr attempted to lie to establish his claim of self-defense. Although it emerged that the CCTV footage of the incident is inconclusive, the prosecutor said that Jacure's claim of self-defense is unbelievable. The prosecutor pointed out that Jacure gave an inaccurate version of the events when he told the police that the victim pulled a knife out of his right pocket. The victim is left-handed, and the suspect didn't know this, the prosecutor argued. The prosecutor sought to establish premeditation. The suspect picked up a knife before the meeting with the victim, not to protect himself from wearing an extensive watch, the prosecutor said. Voice messages that Jacure sent to the victim may also prove to be crucial and compelling in the trial. In the closing statement, the prosecutor sought to establish that Jacure deliberately sought confrontation. This was reportedly shown by voice messages the suspect sent to the victim and people that suspect knows. One of the messages to the victim reportedly read, "The last time you will live to this a man thing." The prosecutor also outlined the extent of the victim's injuries, revealing that the victim stated that the suspect stabbed him in his stomach and that the suspect caused a perforation of the victim's stomach and a massive loss of blood. The prosecutor presented evidence from witnesses who saw the alleged attack. According to a witness, the suspect Jacure allegedly said to Dam Square just before the incident, "This is the night I have to kill," and then made a stabbing motion. The witness didn't see a knife, but he saw the victim clutch his stomach. Another witness also saw the stabbing motion of the suspect, but did not see a knife, the prosecutor said. They are grave evidence that no one has consequences for the personal integrity of the victim, but also severely shaken the legal order. Because the victim is stabbed in broad daylight and in the busy city center of Amsterdam, it evokes feelings of unsafety among the general public, the prosecutor said. Jacure has had several brushes with the law. He was convicted of rape in April 1999 and served 8 years of a 15-year sentence in prison. He was released in July 2007. Coincidentally, his first concert after being released from prison in Jamaica was in the Netherlands at the Reggae Dance Festival in August 2007. Two named as persons of interest in St. James gun sieges. The Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Branch CTOC has listed a man and a woman as persons of interest in the ongoing investigation into the seizure of several firearms at two warehouses in St. James. Being sought are Clayton Clark of West Village and Carissa Clark of Paradise Norwood, both in the parish. Detectives believe that Clayton may be of assistance to the investigation in the seizure of 7 firearms, 16 9mm cartridges, and 8 magazines at a warehouse in St. James on Monday, February 28. Meanwhile, detectives believe that Carissa may be of assistance to the ongoing investigation in the recovery of 5 firearms and over 100 assorted rounds of ammunition at a warehouse on Sunday, January 20. Carissa Clark and Keon Clark are being urged to turn themselves in CTOC by midday on Wednesday, March 9, 2022. Meanwhile, anyone knowing their whereabouts is being asked to contact CTOC at 876-967-1389, Crime Stop at 311, or the National Intelligence Bureau at 811. Portmore man charged for killing parents remanded. Simon Ramsey, The man charged for the stabbing death of his parents in Portmore, St. Catherine, was remanded when he appeared in court. He was ordered to return to the St. Catherine Parish Court on April 12. In court, his attorneys, Tom Tavares Vincent QC and Marcus Moore, asked for a detailed psychiatric evaluation for the purpose of pleading. It was revealed by the lawyers that the accused had a history and was undergoing treatment when the incident took place. When the accused was being remanded, it took much courage and gentle touch from Tavares Vincent to get him to the holding area. On the day in question, Salmon reportedly used a knife to kill his father, 69-year-old Cecil Ramsey, who is a minister of religion and a painting contractor, also his mother, 55-year-old Phyllis Ramsey. At the time of her death, she was the acting vice principal at St. Andrew Preparatory School. Investigations say Cecil was stabbed in his chest and Phyllis was stabbed twice in her neck with an open blade kitchen knife. Tommy Lee Porter transferred from Tower Street Prison. Incarcerated dancehall artist Tommy Lee Porter has been transferred from the Tower Street Adult Correctional Center to a St. Catherine prison after suffering injuries in a February 21 bus-up with warders. Another entertainer, Sean Storm, who is serving a life sentence for murder, along with Vybz Kartel and others, has been returned to Tower Street. Exactly 2 weeks after a prison altercation involving correctional officers and Tommy Lee Porter, whose real name is Leroy Russell, the controversial dancehall artist exited Tower Street about 5:30 p.m. on Monday. His lawyer, Donhue Martin, declined comment, citing the confidentiality of his client. Attempts to contact the Department of Correctional Services were unsuccessful, as calls were not answered on Monday. Tommy Lee Porter's management, Boss Lady Music, in a message posted on the entertainer's social media platform on Sunday, said the DJ is well and in good spirit. He highly appreciates the support and well wishes he has received from all of you, Boss Lady Music said. State Minister Xavier Main has said that the correctional officers involved in the clash with the incarcerated DJ would not be removed from duty. The artist was hospitalized and released. In March 2021, Tommy Lee Porter was sentenced to 3 years in prison for illegal possession of a firearm and 2 years for illegal possession of ammunition. He pleaded guilty to both offenses. More blood in Trenchtown battleground. There is a thin line between life and death for residents of Trenchtown in Kingston Western Police Division, as even mere association can have fatal outcomes as a young gang war between the enclaves of Angola and Zimbabwe heats up. The latest bloodletting occurred Sunday night with the murder of 36-year-old Nigel Hansen, otherwise known as Kush. The community has been tense and police personnel have been positioned on the ground to ease the fear and concerns of the residents. Hansen, reporters understand, was known to both warring factions and was reportedly killed while the police were changing shifts. The police were also here. They waited until the shift changed, and then right away they called him out and fired shots, a senior police officer, speaking on condition of not being named, said, referring to the slim window for the execution of the crime. At the 9th Street crime scene on Monday, bloodstains marked the spot where Hansen was murdered. A blood-spattered wristwatch was also on the scene. The hostility between both sides was playable, with plenty of blame to apportion. Residents from Zim, shortened for Zimbabwe, claimed that Hansen, who lived there with his female companion, spent most of his time in Angola. One man appeared to be struggling with trauma, having lost several loved ones to the gang war and not wanting to become a murder statistic. The cheerful resident said that he had already lost 6-year-old granddaughter to murder in central Kingston last year. The residents disclosed that the gang conflict had been intensified by external actors, with fighters recruited from Spanish Town, Lizard Town, and Portmore. A shop operator reported that he has resorted to opening his business in sin with police presence in the community. Everything affect me, but what me I go do? Me I go make careless people stop me from eat food, me and my wife? The shopkeeper questioned. Another business operator reported that Hansen inadvertently crossed the thin line of death by association. What you think? You put yourself in a trouble long time, a resident and business operator said. Up to March 16 this year, the Kingston Western Police Division recorded 17 murders, a 15% reduction when compared to 20 killings during the corresponding period in 2021. Shootings year-on-year also fell 43.5%, with 13 reports compared to 23 incidents during the corresponding period in 2021. NPL manager charged with illegal possession of ammunition. A manager at the state-run Nutrition Productions Limited has been charged with illegal possession of ammunition. Robert Name, 41, who is a licensed firearm holder, was held on Sunday after being found in possession of more ammunition than he is licensed to carry. He was allegedly found with 2 extra rounds of 9mm bullets. The police reported that the seizure was made during a mobile patrol on Hibiscus Avenue in Duane Park, St. Andrew, and Name taken into custody. He was charged after his attorney Tom Tavares Vincent QC appeared in court and made a corpus application for his release. The matter was stood down, and following the resumption, the court was informed of the charge. The matter was heard before Senior Parish Judge Lorian Cole-Montague in Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court. Investigators informed that the case file is to be submitted at the court registrar yesterday. A source also reported, who is close to the investigation, that the Firearm Licensing Authority may form part of the probe. Tourism sector sees record weekend visitor arrivals. The Minister of Tourism is reporting that Jamaica is again breaking visitor arrivals records, with some 27,000 tourists arriving on the island last weekend. The tourism industry is now poised for full recovery, declared Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett in response to the 4 days figures. He cited the weekend as being particularly strong in the context of Jamaica bouncing back from the devastation dealt to the tourism sector by the COVID-19 pandemic over the last 2 years. He added that achieving this record as the sector seeks to rebound from COVID-19 was of particular significance, and it coincided with the anniversary of Jamaica recording its first case of the virus on March 10, 2020. Over the weekend, there were some 8,700 visitors on the Saturday, the highest number for any given day since the reopening of the Jamaica's international borders. Bartlett said this is critical as it makes the point that the month of March, which traditionally is a good one for winter vacationers, has started out well, with bookings indicating a very strong March, paralleling the corresponding month in 2019, which saw the best pre-COVID arrivals for the sector. He said the growing numbers augured well, not just in terms of high accommodation in hotels, but this is very important to have our tourism workers back on the job for our suppliers who were also hard hit by the fallout, but can now have some certainty in terms of the demands to be met. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.